Welcome back. And again, we're going to invoke the Holy Spirit to guide us, to protect us, and to help us diffuse this message. So come, Holy Spirit, and guide us this day, and kindle into us our hearts of fire, that we may become the fire that the Holy Spirit is. Transform us into yourself. And we want to do that and acknowledge that holiness, a moral life, is the remedy for what's going on in our church today. Okay, so this is our commentary on the call of the laity. And again, I've wanted to do this for some time. Today we have as our guest Archbishop O.v.cruz. And I'll read for you the whole of Archbishop Cruz's address to the church, a speech in a book form called Call to the Laity. Okay, now, again, this is from the mindset of the church, and it's not his opinion. He'll constantly refer to the church. So we have 8 here, which is our page 8. It'll be our reference point. And I have a different colored background, which helps me edit. I'm trying to avoid editing. I have no staff. So here we go to our page 8. And we're following right along. And we have the Code of Canon Law, Part 1. And we learned last time from Archbishop that the church is composite. It's made up of lay men, women, and youth. Religious, those are the sisters and the brothers. And clergy, those are the deacons, the priests, and the bishops. So here we talk about the normative, authoritative, and definitive. These are the proper attributes that can be appended to the 3 pivotal legislations about the laity in the Code of Canon Law. They are cited below and commented on. While the laity is found mentioned in several books of the whole code, except in provisions categorically pertaining to the religious and clergy, it is these 3 codal legislations that declare and promote the significant figure, distinct status, and pursuant role of the laity in and for the church. Follow me there. In the church, which they are constituent members for the church. So we're inside the church, and I'm a layman, inside the church for the church, whose apostolic works include the promotion of social welfare or the common good. Okay? This special and specialized agenda in the temporal order should be the particular concern of the laity. They are thereby canonically enjoined and expected to attend to this agenda. So we're asked, we're promoted, and it's told this is our job. And he says, he's talking about the 3 specific codes, and they're 203, 208, and 225. If you want to get ahead of us, if we have some high achievers there, Canon 203, Canon 208, and Canon 225, and we'll get into that. But for right now, I'll continue on. I digressed a bit. But the fact that the Catholic laity could not have been given due attention and pursuant recognition as to who and what they really are in the life, concerns, and works of the church does not subtract in any way from the objective truth as to how the church looks at them. Do you remember how we talked about always starting with the forma mentis, the mindset of the church? And that's what this is kind of what I'm going to put in here, insert here. Forgive me for a minute. Look at this. The whole, he's talking, Father Cruz is talking about the situation of the church in the modern world from the forma mentis of the church, the mindset and point of view of the church as she, Mother Church, spouse of Christ, sees it. So when you hear people talk about things, you know, I say, Father, is that your opinion or the mindset of the church? And here's what he says. He says, this is what, that we laity have not been given due attention as to what we really are in the life, concerns, and the works of the church does not subtract in any way from the objective truth as to how the church looks at them, looks at us. So there's expectations. Just like you have legs, there's expectations of God that you'll use those legs to walk properly and not, okay? So the church expects from us laity, and we have an expectation here. It's pregnant with information that we will take a look at. They, the laity, have much to contribute to the realization of the mission of the church. So we have much, much to contribute. And when you look at John Paul II, we'll get into them and that in some further readings. Think of dormant graces, D-O-R-M-A-N-T. Google John Paul II and dormant graces. That's one of the things that brought him, as he viewed out the church in the third millennium. I don't want to say it was sad, but what a wealth of dormant graces that could be brought awakened in the church, brought from dormition, sleep to awake, and made robust. So I'll continue. The way of the objective truth as to how the church looks at them, what ecclesial potentials they have, what church potentials they have, and what the church expects from them. They have much to contribute to the realization of the mission of the church. And one of the basic missions is to tell the truth of Jesus Christ. They have much to do in the undertaking and in the promotion of the works of the apostolate and of charity to which the church is inherently committed. They are very relevant persons, particularly in today's world, as can be gleaned from signs symptomatic of a socially and morally errant times. Okay, a lot of error going on, a lot of foolishness going on, and you have common sense, and the church has endured this before, so don't be troubled by it. But we're giving you a map of knowledge. I'm going to do three things in these talks: a map, compass points north, south, east, west, and a compass. And I'm going to help you read that, okay? You can always disagree with me on anything. You can disagree with the author, but there is a map. There is a map, there is a compass, and there are compass points. And those are some things that are objective, all right? And you can say, I'm going to disregard the map. Then say that. Don't say that map, that the new map that you draw, or that if you're a church leader or a staffer and you open people's minds to the map, just to move them on the map and close those minds again, that's wrong. You just tell them that's your map and you want to compete with the church's map. That's okay. We don't have a problem with that. We've had lots of people compete. And the angelic doctor Thomas Aquinas, it's called his quadlibital lectures. He would go out, say on the overpass or walkway, and debate the public. If you wanted to talk to him, challenge him on any point in his book. And he would expect challenges. That's why he writes this way and that way. On the contrary. And he will put there, here's the answer to the question. And then he'll say, on the contrary, here's the truth. So we're okay to be challenged. We are supposed to have a reason and expect some challenges, okay? So out of this page, I want you to understand there is legislation. There's the mindset of the church on what lay people are to do. That you don't know about it doesn't change it. That you want to ask, what is the vision, the mindset of the church for lay people? And we are embedded in the church, has to do with the life, the concerns, and works of the church. So what is the life of the church? What are the concerns of the church? What are the works of the church? You as lay people are part of that and are to be given due attention to that. What does the church expect from you? They have great expectations from you. Okay, we'll continue.